The Gir National Park is in the western Indian state of Gujarat. It is home to 38 species of mammals, 300 species of birds, 37 species of reptiles, and over 2,000 species of insects. Amongst this biodiversity, there are a few wild cats that inhabit this area, which include the Indian leopard, the jungle cat, the Asiatic wildcat, the rusty spotted cat, and the main attraction of the national park, the Panthera leo or the Asiatic lion. Wildlife experts have estimated that there are about 500 to 700 Asiatic lions remaining in the wild, along with 400 additional individuals that are kept in captivity throughout India and Europe. The subspecies was initially classified as Panthera leoparisca, though researchers suggested that the Asiatic lion and the lions in Central and Western Africa should be classified together in the subspecies Panthera leo. This lion once populated a geographic range from Turkey to India and North Africa. They were saved from extinction from a very unlikely place. It was a noble named Nawab of Junagadh who had a hobby of hunting these animals. This ultimately resulted in the population recovering after the First World War. They visually differ slightly from their more famous cousins in Africa in size along with superficial physical characteristics. Asian lions tend to be smaller. Adult males measure up to 1.07 to 1.2 meters or 3.5 to 3.9 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh 160 to 190 kilograms or 350 to 420 pounds, while adult females measure 0.8 to 1.07 meters or 2.6 to 3.5 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh up to 110 to 120 kilograms or 240 to 265 pounds. All Asian lions possess a fold of the skin that runs along the abdomen. The color of their fur ranges from reddish tanny to silvery gray. Manes present in male Asiatic lions are thinner and darker than those of their African relatives, allowing their ears to be more visible. Asiatic lions also have longer elbow and tail hair, though a similarity to their African relatives is that they are the apex predators. And like their African cousin, their gestation period is about 100 to 119 days. Both subspecies give birth to 1 to 6 cubs. A notable behavioral difference is that the Asiatic lion tends to hunt during the night and prey on mammals of various sizes, including cattle, antelope, wild boars, and water buffaloes. Attacks on humans average 20.8 per year. Unlike prides of their African relative, the Asiatic lion prides are separated by gender, and females and males of the species only associate with each other during mating season. Females are known to have larger prides made up of several related females and their young. Newly birthed cubs are cared for by the mother for 9 months. During these essential times in their lifetime, the cubs are weaned from their mother's milk and are taught hunting skills before becoming fully independent by the time they are 1 year old. While male coalitions, on the other hand, are usually made up of 2 or rarely 3 males who associate with one another to defend their territory. Asiatic lion females become sexually mature by 3 to 4 years, while males, however, become sexually mature slightly later at around 5 years of age. The IUCN once listed the Asiatic lion as an endangered subspecies. However, the organization revised the Asiatic lion status to vulnerable in 2024. The population in the Gir National Park are a product of genetic isolation from now extinct populations in Iran. They were isolated due to rising water that isolated India's Kathiawar Peninsula from the rest of the subcontinent between 1,000 to 4,300 years ago. Asiatic lion populations continue to decline throughout the world, especially in India when the presence of the British colonial hunting parties. By the 1880s, there were reports of roughly 12 individuals remaining in the Gir forests, and they were locally extinct in both Turkey and Syria by the 1890s, and the last known Asiatic lion outside of India fell prey to hunters in Iran in the 1940s. There had been attempts to create sanctuaries for the lions within India that date back to the late 1870s, but was not until the Indian Forest Department created the Gir Protected Area in 1965 that the Asian lion population began to steadily increase. The efforts were a success, and the population surveys noted that the number of Asiatic lions in the Gir Protected Area grew to 177 by 1968, and by 2015 there have been 523 individuals in the park. There are concerns about threats for the continuation of the species' survival, such as disease, forest fire, or other random events. There has also been a recent attempt focused on reintroducing Asiatic lions to the Kino Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. By the early 1990s, an ecological assessment of the protected area within the historical range of the lions was undertaken by the Wildlife Institute of India, which identified the Kino Wildlife Sanctuary as having the most potential as reintroduction site. This move caused the Asiatic lion numbers to increase to the point where about 50% of the country's lions populations currently live outside of a protected area. The gradual rise in population of the Asiatic lion shows that protecting historical rangeland of endangered animals can result in extraordinary conservation results.